guys, Liam Caddison here. It's time for Charmed, episode 9 of season 7. And yeah, there is something about Leo, isn't there? Wonder what? No, in all seriousness, I am excited to post this video up onto YouTube. Well, not exactly onto YouTube, but you get the drill, because the links are in the description and comments below. See, nice little segue there. But yes, just as a little reminder, of course, I mean, if you're watching this at a future point, then I guess this little, message is basically mute and all of that, but given the fact that I am posting this on the Sunday night, October the 6th, just to remind people that I am taking a week off. Will have uploaded a video anyways around this point, informing people that I will be taking a week off, but just in case you guys are like, oh, where's, you know, your next Charmed reaction, I am taking a week off from the 7th of October to the 13th of October. So, yes, I'll be back in a couple of weeks for episode 10 and 11 of season 7 of Charmed. I know it's a bit of a wait, but, it's going to be very, very exciting, I bet. So, yeah. But yeah, you can comment below in regards to your thoughts about this episode, about my reaction, help the algorithm out a little bit. And yeah, until the next time, toodles! I am really loving where we're going this season in terms of the, I guess, rift between both Piper and Leo, because, I mean, there was, of course, that little bit of angst last season, but I feel like they've built upon it further this season, especially when you have to consider the idea that Leo is harboring this secret that he can't tell Piper, and not just the fact that he can't tell Piper in regards to you know, his whole shebang about being an avatar, but he actually went through with it, and, you know, the avatars were like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes then. Let's see what happens if you decide to just fully reveal that you're an avatar and all of that, because that's what happened. He told Piper, absorbed it, and understandably didn't know how to process it, because, yeah, I mean, this is really, really pivotal stuff, isn't it? So, but again, I really, really loved, I don't know, I feel like the way that Piper handled things in terms of, you know, emotionally and all of that, and then did a little bit of a turnaround. It was just very, very interesting to see. So, especially when you were, like, when she was considering her children's future as well. So, but that's it, though. Leo's job was hoping that Piper, because he wants to ensure, like, this whole secrecy is only going to broaden the rift any further and all of that. So, yeah. And you just wonder, like, even though that Leo is trying to, like, throw little crumbs out there now in the, I guess, restored timeline, I guess you could say, he's trying to feed these little crumbs, but you just worry that this rift is going to continue to grow and grow. So, because Leo has to keep quiet, and he's the only one that really knows about what happened. Well, him and his avatar peers, of course, but yeah. There comes that idea of the fact that this is the best option Leo can do in terms of telling Piper, is feed these little crumbs by telling her that, yes, I know, there is something that I am not telling, but I can't at the moment, so I can't reveal the full beats at the minute, so, yeah, but, yeah, I mean, it was very, very interesting stuff to see how things panned out in terms of Piper knowing and all of that. At first, I thought we were going to get some kind of time loop episode just with the way that Leo was able to reverse time. And that would have been an idea of like Leo tried to keep finding ways to telling. See, I feel like I've just brainstormed a really, really interesting idea of a story there, like an alternative story for this is like some kind of like time loop and all of that. And every time that Leo kind of tells about he's an avatar, it just goes wrong, and then it just restarts until he comes to the inevitability that he can't tell anyone until they come like as the avatar said, until there is that idea of them coming to terms with it on their own accord, really. So yeah, it's so funny though, because I liked this episode, but I just that idea just like generated into my head like, oh, this would have been a very interesting way of doing a story, a time loop story and all of that. It might not be the most grandest time loop story, but yeah. But no, with how everything came about in this episode, I really, really did like it, because it did build on the kerfuffles with Leo and his new avatar role, as well as the fact that you have his peers basically lecturing him and saying, you need to keep this quiet. So whereas Leo is so pushing for the idea that the secret needs to be told and all of that. So and yeah, it's just not meant to be, really. So, but it's not just the angst of, like I said, Leo with his avatar abilities, but of course with Piper being the one he wants to tell. Because that's it, though. He wants to... the whole idea of him becoming an avatar in the first place is because of the fact that he wants this relationship with his children, with his family, to be established once more. But it comes at a great cost, doesn't it? So, and even with said revelation to Piper, she's gonna just feel very, very distant about this. Like, she's not gonna really like what could be at stake. I mean, Leo is trying to do his best to defend the avatars, like, oh, it's all well and good. They are trying to eliminate this whole good versus evil shtick. They are trying to be the ones to stop this war and all of that. And then, of course, we had a little bit of a bit of backstory in regards to Brody, and obviously he's been so harping on about the avatars, but of course there was that thing 5,000 years ago that was something that's there. So yeah, but hey bud, you want to come up? There you go. But yeah, it was very, very interesting to go into the whole situation in regards to Piper and Leo and how Leo's so adamant on defending them and all of that. And you even had the elders being incorporated into things, highlighting their concerns about the avatars. So, and, it was so funny, though, because I was not trying to defend the avatars. I think their whole shtick has been shady and all of that. And, even great points were being brought up about the fact that what's with the floating head things? I mean, that is very, very creepy in itself. So, it's just so they can get my attention. There are less creepy ways of getting someone's attention, Leo. But to be fair, when it came to the elders and how they said that they essentially have this fear against the avatars because of their discretion and how powerful they are, and it's so funny. It's like, right, because you've been benevolent all of this time. Like, through the entire 7 seasons of Charmed, I have never had a gripe with you guys. Never. So, I was just finding it a bit rich about how the elders were trying to make the avatars sound, bad and all of that, and they are just highlighting what they have been doing and all of that. I mean, they have been keeping stuff hidden from, the Charmed ones and all of that. And, of course, we know how powerful they are. So, to make a comment that's not serious whatsoever, and that's not me being sarcastic. I'm just gonna say that the elders are just basically jelly about the avatars. That they thought that they were the almighty powerful ones, and then the avatars show up, and it's like, well, you just made me feel irrelevant now. So, but I mean, obviously, we know that. The avatars, whole idea of this utopia and all of that, it's just not going to pan out well in the long run. It's all like there is this honeymoon phase that Leo is on with the avatars, and obviously the concerns they have validation, really, don't they? So it's just a honeymoon phase, and there's going to be a point where Leo is going to be so far deep into the Avatar shtick that once he's off the Kool-Aid juice, it's going to be too late, I feel. So, and that's if Brody doesn't find out first, because he was packing heat, wasn't he? I mean, the fact that he's got that potion. The thing is, though, it seems like he's only got the one. So, but I mean, there is this link apparently in regards to the avatars, and if you diminish one like he did with Leo, then it really creates a bit of a disturbance. I mean, to be fair, Leo's excessive use of rewinding time and all of that has put a bit of a delay for the avatars, seemingly. So, but still, Brody was packing heat. One is enough to kind of put a bit of a weakened state in against the avatars. I was wondering, are we going to reverse time when obviously both Kyle and Leo went down? Because otherwise we're just reaching on the precipice of making this like a Shakespeare play or whatever, like a tragedy play of So but it was just very, very. It was just very, very, I mean, it was very, very concerning. And of course, you have that whole rewritten version of events where Brody didn't go on the warpath against Leo. And it's just like, you have to put a bit of a smile. Like, to be fair, you were losing points against Brody because of the fact that he was so hell-bent on getting rid, even though that Leo had nothing to do with his parents' death. It's the consequence to the avatars as a whole. That's what he's more concerned about, and he's willing to take down Leo, whatever the case. So, as well as the fact that Paige is feeling the effects of Brody being very, very distant with the fact that he's so obsessive about the avatars. And, she's feeling understandably burnt by things. So, yeah, and of course, Brody's already in hot water because Daryl is, worried about how Brody took care of Sheridan. So, yeah, but Oh, I am really concerned about where things are going to go. Because Brody's definitely going to find out again, naturally. Because that anti-avatar. I'm going to call it that, anti-avatar bottle, that's still intact, so that is definitely going to get used again in some capacity, whether it's against, I don't think it's going to get used against Leo, but it will be used against an avatar, because Brody's still going to be on this, he's going to be still on this obsessed mission in terms of trying to get rid of or try to find a bit of closure in terms of what happened to his parents. So it's definitely going to get used again. So yeah, but yeah, I did like the little bit in regards to the demons, because obviously that was like a little bit of background information, or a little bit of a background, should I say, in terms of this episode. We had a little bit of a rivalry going on, gang war. Where this one wanted to put the blame of what happened to the other demons. So, but I really did like in the, I guess, re-established timeline of events. The three came in prepared, and they never even got a chance, and then there was the one hidden, who's like, this is so perfect, and then he just gets obliterated. Just gold, really. So, but I also really did like when Piper came around to Leo and his obsession with the avatars. There was a nice working in tandem, and you know, it was great, but it's also very concerning, of course, when it comes to thinking about the avatars and how detrimental they'll become in future episodes. Because, like I said, this is the honeymoon phase. So, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how things do pan out, because I do want, like, that's it though. You just know that there is something going to be absolutely that there is going to be something absolutely shifty when it comes to further developments with the avatars, but it's all it is all about this whole situation of, like, you want to, like, kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. So, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what will happen in the, like I said, in the long run. But yes, it was a really, really great episode. Really enjoyed it, especially the whole tricky scenario with Leo and his need to tell Piper about him being, well, not just him being an avatar, but the whole shtick with the avatars. So yeah, but yeah, really, really neat stuff this episode. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You could also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!